Back in St. Helena at our fire rebuild. They're making some progress on the post and beams. Let's go see how it's looking. Here's a look at some of the posts. Raw look at them. They have cracked a little. Here's the entrance side of the house. This little hole here is the front door entrance. This is actually a window. They have to frame up this bottom portion here, but they've been pushing the posts and beams through this section right here, so they'll fill that in so it matches this one. This actually has some plywood that's too tall for the window, but these are two windows that look to the dining room, and then that is the entrance there. This is the covered porch. We just don't have the posts and the roof line for this yet. Okay, here we go. Coming in the entry here. This is between these two posts will be the entry. This leads into the dining room space. And then between these two posts is the living room. This is a window here and a window there. And then the fireplace will come up. We're hoping it'll die into this beam right here. The couch is between these two posts, and then on this side over here is the kitchen between these two posts. Kind of does like an L shape there. So they're making a lot of progress on the posts and the beams. Next week the crane will be here to set these big beams up on the top section here. And just to give you a little bit more of an idea about kind of the twisting of the posts, let me show you up close. Here's a little bit about what is happening. You can see in this corner right here how the posts or the beam is sticking out just a little bit from the post. They have been working a little extra labor-wise, trying to get things really tightened up and pulling things to make them a little bit straighter. But you know, all this post and beam is very rustic in its character. So from my eye looking around, there isn't anything that really, you know, stands out to me that is so twisted or off that your eye will be able to notice it. There's a little bit of some gaps that are happening, but again, you know, it's all very rustic. Once the drywall goes in, I think it's just going to add to the character of the space. So they did say this back corner, I think, was the worst. This is the back corner section as far as posts being twisted and warped a little bit. This one right here that is on an exterior wall, there'll be drywall that fills in all of this space and butts up against that post right there. But you can see the 2x4 is straight on the side of this, and the post kind of does this like curving thing. So once the drywall's in, I don't think that you're going to notice that very much. You will have a straight edge that happens on the trim right here for the door, but there's a big enough gap between the door and that post that I don't think you'll notice that it's off a little bit as this post kind of curves a little bit up at the top. So this is the view from the bedroom, two windows that look out to the vineyard there. And then you've got another two windows right here. And then the French door, and we'll have some stairs that come off right here. The idea is basically to have the headboard right here, kind of splitting this post. And then there'll be a beam that runs overhead. But other than that beam, everything up above, you know, is open. So you'll see a beam here, and then there's going to be another one that is up here. So this is the headboard wall right here. And the wall runs all the way through and then gets you over to this bathroom area here and the closet there. So the wall is going to be almost flush with this post. So you'll see a little bit of the post exposed, maybe 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch there and there. And then you'll have drywall. So this is what the grid system looks like. Again, they're still setting some of these cross beams here. They've got this whole row done, but then they've got to get that top piece installed. And I don't know if they're waiting to have those big beams put in first, but they have a couple cross beams that have to happen in this room as well, which is the kitchen. One other thing to note is some of these posts and beams have a little bit of a discoloration to them than the other ones. Primarily this one right here in the dining room, it's got a little bit of a green and black tint to it. They did try to wire brush it and clean it off. It didn't really change anything. You can see like these are a little bit more orange and these are a little whiter. So I'm gonna share a photo from Arvin's A-frame that had a similar situation, and they put a little bit of a tint in the clear sealer, and it just brought more, made everything more uniform with the post and the beams and even the pine tongue and groove ceiling. So we will share a photo and maybe a sample. I mean, we have leftover pieces of the beams here, so they can definitely do a sample on that for you so you can take a look at it, but a photo, you'll be able to see how it can get a little bit more uniform once they put that stain on it. Here's another kind of example just within the post here. There's kind of a striping thing that happens where on this side it's blacker and then more yellow orange on this side of it. So that's just happening to a few pieces, and I think the stain will make it so that all of the post and beams are more uniform in color.